Hello everyone, my name is Baron Redman and I am the director of The Selected. And for the first update, I decided today that we were going to talk about molecular passion. And why? Because chicks dig science. Today I wanted to talk about something I call molecular passion. Basically what it is obviously made up. I made it up. Is basically, if you really love what you do, if you sink every ounce of love, creativity, and passion into what you do, let's say a film, let's say you're making a film, and let's say you're an actor, and you take on this character with such love and such passion, where you think about how they walk, how they talk, how would they open a door, how would they look at a stranger on the street. When you put that amount of attention and passion and love into what you do, that's going to come across on screen. That is going to, when someone's sitting in the theater and they're watching it, that passion is going to transfer almost on some sort of molecular level from the screen to the audience. And they're going to see that passion and they're going to connect to that passion. If you don't have passion for what you do, then you're basically just there. You're just there. But if you really love what you do and you bring that level of passion, that level of attention to detail to every aspect of what you do, whether you're an actor, whether you're a writer, a director, a producer, a grip, an electrician, a gaffer, whatever you're doing, if you bring that level of passion into it, that is only going to make the audience engage more and more in what you're doing. And especially if you're telling a really, really emotional story, then if you transfer that passion from what you do into the audience, they're only going to be that much more involved in what's going on the screen. And that is what I am putting into every single aspect of this film. Every film that I do, I try to attack a different part of storytelling. I did a film a few years ago called Peace, which was basically, I wanted to attack sort of expectations in stories. Can you do something extraordinary on a almost no budget? And we were able to do that. In the last film that I'm currently in post with right now, Vigilante, it was scope and scale. It was telling a large scale story and something with a lot of scope and almost like a global impact. And with The Selected, seeing how this is an idea I've had in my head since 14 years ago when I decided to be a filmmaker, I knew that the one thing I wanted to tackle of storytelling with this was character. I'm not talking about just, making characters that are three-dimensional. I'm talking about every single aspect of the production, every single aspect of everything. It basically came down to, does this serve the character? Everything. Everything from the blankets on their bed, to the colors of their walls, to the locations that we shoot in. That's why we want to go to real locations. We want to shoot on real city streets. We really want to go to these locations because that is going to help the actors really feel like they're there, really be able to draw in everything they see around them, and only help that fuel the character so that when you see them on screen, you feel like this is their natural environment. So passion is just important. It's extremely important, especially for this story, which is why I'm seeking out the people that I'm seeking out. I'm seeking out people from everywhere from Indiana to Kansas to Texas to California to Florida. I'm seeking out all these different people who that I know have passion for what they do. And I don't just mean like, oh, they like it, they like making movies. They eat, sleep, and breathe it. They when they're asleep, they're dreaming of movies. When they're at work, they're dreaming of movies. When they're driving, they're dreaming of movies, and they wreck their car. But it's something that you cannot shake. It's something that you cannot not think about. That's true passion. And that's the passion we want to infuse inside of this story. Because that's the only way this story is going to be told right, is if every single person, from the grips to the actors, have passion for what they do. Even if you're moving a light, have passion for moving that light. I'm going to move that light the best way that anyone's ever moved a light. And that's the sort of the energy that we want to have on set. And that's what I'm bringing to it. Because I've had this idea for 14 years. And it's gone through so many different incarnations. It's been ripped up and rebuilt and thrown around and stepped on and thrown out a window and put on a bus and then not be given bus fare and then getting kicked off the bus in Wisconsin and then having to walk all the way back to Kansas. It's been through that sort of a journey. Pretty elaborate journey. but it went through that journey. I was there. And so this time around, we really wanted to do this right, which is why we're launching this campaign, which is why I am trying my best, and with everything that I am basically, to make this the best story that it can possibly be, to make it something that people can watch 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and still be entertained, and still learn something, and still learn something they didn't know about the characters, or something they didn't know about the story. Like, oh, I didn't even notice that. You know, I've seen this 1,000 times. I never even noticed that. That's what we want to bring. That's what we want to do. We don't want to just make another film. We don't want to just tell another story. We want to tell a story that can transcend. And I know that seems kind of silly because not a lot of people say that in independent film, but that's what I want to do. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm writing it, producing it, directing it, shooting it, editing it, basically doing everything. It's because I love this story. And I know everybody says that all the time, but this is my heart. This is the one. And the only way that I can make this happen, the only way that I can truly bring this story to the level of the admiration that everyone expects it to be and that I expect it to be. I have high expectations for this story because of the pedestal that I put it on. I need everyone's help. I can't do this one on my own like I usually do. That's why we're reaching out. That's why we're, this is the first time I've ever done a crowdfunding campaign. And usually it would terrify me to think about, but I believe in this story. And I believe that I can tell this story the best way that it can be told. And I know the story can reach out to people. That it can not only show other filmmakers, hey, don't listen to the naysayers, don't listen to the people who are telling you you can't do it because you're not shooting on red or because you didn't win, this film festival award or that film festival award. Take your script, grab your friends. If you're shooting on an iPhone or VHS, it doesn't matter. Go tell your story because no one can stop you from doing that. As filmmakers, we have an amazing power to change lives. And there are so many stories out there that could change lives, but no one's telling them because everybody tells them they shouldn't or they can't or it's too big or do something smaller or trim that down or let me rewrite it or do whatever. It's like, no. Do your story. Tell it the way that you see it in your head. Assemble a team around you of friends, of family, people that believe in you and believe in your vision and who are only going to push you further and going to challenge you to keep going. And that's what we want to leave behind with this film. There are many things we want to do with this film, many things. But that's one of the things, is to leave a staple right in the ground saying, look, you can do this. We did this because we had the passion to do it. Yes, films need money to be made, and that's why we're doing this campaign. That's why we need everybody's help. On the passion side, it's there. It's there, it's ready, it's fueled, and it's just waiting. The money is the only thing that's holding us back. And that's why I'm reaching out to everybody. And that's why I'm going to be making these updates that are sort of unconventional, because I want everyone to know what this means to me, what this means to the cast and the crew. And the cast and the crew will be coming on these little updates and talking about the story and talking about why it's important for us to tell it. As of right now, we've had a great response to the scene that we shot. Everyone seems to really, really enjoy it, which is great, which is amazing. We ask that you just spread it along, share it on your walls, on Facebook, on Twitter, write it on your bedroom wall, write it on your neighbor's house, burn it in their grass. Don't do that. Don't do that because I don't want to be responsible for that. At the end of the day, deep down inside of this thing, it is all about character, and every single thing that happens in the film is influenced by that character. So thank you so much for taking time out to watch this video. I will, like I said, I'll update some more later. And thank you so much for the support that you've given us so far. And yeah, so we will talk later. And next time I'm here, I will be wearing a giant hat made out of cream cheese that I'm going to eat with a spoon while I talk. It's going to be pretty cool.